Hello everyone, today's video is going to be another relatively quick one. We're going to talk about something I mentioned on stream last night at the time of recording this, which was Wednesday. We spent about an hour discussing positioning, and something I really want to drive home that I feel a lot of players don't understand, and it might not be, I don't want to say obvious, because I think it is relatively obvious, but maybe just people don't hear it enough. One of the big things that I notice when I watch people play the game is they sometimes play the class and not the tank. So what I mean by that basically is the amount of times, if I had $1 for every time somebody came to me and was like, yo, should I play the Leopard 1 as a sniper? It's like, you can. Sometimes that is the right play, but you can also play it super aggressive. There's no real reason that the Leo 1 can't play on the front line or the 50B can't play on the front line. It has, generally good alpha, good pen. You have so many opportunities to play just like a heavy would. It's just, you have to augment kind of that style of play where you have to basically realize, yes, I have no armor, but that doesn't mean I can't fight up on the front line. So a typical case I tend to see is think like Runeberg or something, or even Westfield, something like that, where you have super, not conflicting, but close quarters-ish types of fights generally, and the Leo can play up there, but you can't be the one pushing up and taking the hits. Use that third-person camera. We were talking about that last night too. The commander's camera, the big zoom. See when the enemy fires. All too often I see in a random battle when I end my stream every night. You'll know this if you've been around. With a game in the MV 4005. The amount of times I've shot somebody for 1700 damage and then they back up like, oh shit, he's gonna kill me. Like, I already smashed your tank in half. Now's the time for you to push in and do that damage. It's little things where, by looking at that, you could have a tank with 1mm of armor in front of an FV215B 183 that could one-shot you. But if he shoots at somebody else, there's no threat there. You're free to sit there and farm. The armor becomes meaningless. It's all about the gun at that point. So what I'm trying to get around with all this is to, again, when you're playing a vehicle, look at what the vehicle's strengths are. Just because something is labeled as a heavy tank or labeled as a medium tank, labeled as a tank destroyer, does not really matter at all outside of the simple class bonuses where light tanks keep their camo on the move, stuff like that. Outside of that, it doesn't matter. You should be playing to the vehicle's benefit, what that vehicle does well. You generally would never tell a person to play a mouse the exact same way as you would play a 50B or a Kron. They're just totally different styles, yet they're classed as heavy tanks. But again, the amount of times I've seen somebody, who's not very experienced with Watt, and that's okay. But it took, I think it took 20,000 games for me to not be, in my opinion, terrible. So much of it comes down to simple things that you can do better. Like, once you kind of pay attention and see how everything kind of develops, it's so easy to get used to. By the way, just to quickly interject, absolutely insane Kron Commander's Hatch shots there. I'm very proud of that. But anyway, to get back to this, you can see I'm kind of playing a bit more passive, even though I am heavy. And it's not even just because I have an autoloader. If I was playing something, again, lightly armored with some similar mobility, I would be doing a lot of the same stuff. I'm trying to make opportunities for myself. I'm farming targets that aren't shooting at me, and I get to shoot back for free. There's so many different things you can do to play your tank well to its strengths. That is like one of the single biggest pieces of advice. I feel like I could tell a less experienced player, because positioning at its core, and it is a bit of a broad topic. It's not really as simple as tank go here, but whether it's how you position yourself in a fight or deployment, when to retreat, when to attack, whatever, right? The general deployment, that folder of information, is the end-all be-all for World of Tanks. So you can already put yourself at an advantage by playing what your vehicle is good at. Kron loves being on a ridgeline, loves out-trading whoever it's fighting, because you have 440 alpha with 3 shots. The 50B has great APCR velocity, which you'll see I'm using very heavily in this game, along with like workable gun handling, so you can afford to maybe play a bit more of a supportive role. It's such a basic concept where I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's not something complex. I end up telling people a lot with the replay review stuff, where it's such a simple formula to become a better player in World of Tanks. It's not like other things where you're relying more on your ability to aim well, whether you're playing a fast-paced game like Call of Duty or something else, where 99% of World of Tanks gameplay is the thought of it. It's not very much a physical limitation. Now, obviously, there are outlier cases, but that's not really the point here. Generally, the secret to success is very straightforward. It's not any like weird or hidden secret thing. A lot of it comes down to positioning, where you're deploying, looking at the map, watching how certain flanks are falling or holding, where you can position to get more damage. Like, there are so many little things like that that make up great gameplay. If you look at any great streamer or content creator, in terms of great as far as skill, you will notice a lot of the things I'm telling you. Again, I encourage you to not only watch this video and hopefully take something away from it, but to also watch other creators and try and pick up on what they do. Ask them, why did you go here? What was the reason for deploying in this area at this time? Whatever it is, because the tools to be good at this game are not secret. They're not difficult. It's just putting them together and finding what works for you in that context. I hope there's at least somebody who will get some use out of this. It's just such a I don't know, what was the word? For me, improvement's a great feeling. I know not everybody plays to improve. I play World of Warships just to sink boats. I don't really try to be a particularly great player, but for those that want to improve, I do hope you find some use in this. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments about certain tanks, whatever it is. Or if you want more videos like this, I suppose, with more of a, not like tutoring aspect, but, more of like a, how do I phrase it? Do good things, basically. Please feel free to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Happy Thanksgiving.